Chelsea have been beaten by Fulham at Craven Cottage. The West London derby has been won by Fulham. And this has really been not happening in the last 32 games, and now Fulham have gone ahead to win this game of football. And their win have put them in the 6th position ahead of Liverpool, Chelsea, and very many other teams. So it shows you how much they've gone ahead to really capitalize onto this. And it's their 4th win in the row ever since this Premier League returned from the World Cup. It shows you how much Marco Silva is impacting his game at this stadium. I told you that this stadium is not an easy place to go. However much Chelsea had a very big goal at Fulham, but Fulham also was really threatening, and it was a game that if it ended in a draw, no one would have complained, because the result obviously doesn't reflect exactly what I'm going to field of play, especially a game that has been described as a game of two halves. The first half, it was Fulham all over Chelsea, but Chelsea got itself into scoring positions, but they couldn't really score, as I'm going to show you in some photos I've collected from the Sky Sports and very many other avenues in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. Graham Potter is really one of those managers that you sit down and really ask yourself, why is everything not going his way? Injuries, he has now got another injury of Zakaria, 11th injury in his team. Joao Felix, who looked like a spark in his team, has gotten a red card. So everything looks like it's not going in the hands of Chelsea. In the last 10 games, Chelsea have been beaten close to 8 or 9 times. That is really worrying, and I believe he is really in a situation that is really tense, though he's having the backing of the board, and everything that is building up, you are seeing it on the field of play. Chelsea are starting to play some beautiful game of football, but results are needed ASAP, because it looks like he is not going to get the patience he needs or he deserves from the Chelsea fans. The board is okay with him, but the Chelsea fans are not okay with him. Subscribe to this channel, because you are left with 100 subscribers to hit 10,000 subscribers, and obviously do the needful and really let us know about what you think about this game of football. Now, let me show you a little bit as how everything really went down. That is how it went down. Willian in the 25th minute went ahead to put a team called Fulham ahead, and the goal came in from some slack play from the Blues. The Cordova raid cross is headed on by Chalobah, and William stood the Blues backline up on the left. William's shot takes a huge deflection of Chalobah and nestles in off the far post. So William's goal really went to the back post because of the help of the deflection from the foot of Chalobah, and it went to the back of the net. Then after there, the first half ended 0-0, and guess what? The man known as Koulibaly came on and leveled the game in the 47th minute. 2 minutes just into the second half, Chelsea had really come back into play, and obviously it was a very weird wicked cross brought in by Mason Mount, and the superb piece of delivery from the England man came into on the near post, and it fell onto the zone of Koulibaly, and Koulibaly in an instinctive finish that went past Leno, and he clawed out, but the ball went over and crossed the line. He tried to save it, as you see him seated here. The ball found him here, but by the time he really got on it, it had already crossed the line, and VAR said it's a goal for Chelsea, and it was 1-1 in the 47th minute. But tragedy hit Chelsea in the 57th minute. Someone known as Joao Felix was sent off, a player that was really having one of the best games, and guess what happened? Then a man known as Vinicius went ahead to capitalize onto the Pereira's cross that was really teasing into the 18 yards box area, and it went to the back of the net. But I blame this second goal on this man. Look at us. Kepa Arrizabalaga got off his line without reading the flight of the ball. And if I told you a goalkeeper, you have to get off your line with a lot of confidence and pure calculation that you are going to meet that ball. He gets off the line, the goal remains empty, he misses out on that flight of the ball. Vinicius heads it home to make it 2-1 for a team known as Fulham. So it shows you how Kepa Arrizabalaga costed Chelsea this game of football. But even you don't discredit the quality of the cross that was really teasing into the 6 yards box area of Chelsea that found Vinicius and really headed that ball home into the back of the net, and he went ahead to celebrate in that fashionable style. That is Vinicius scoring his first goal for Fulham in 12 games, and they've gone ahead to win that game of football. So I've shown you how everything came in through, and Chelsea really costed themselves this game of football. But lots of things really happened in the game of football, and I think this is really going to be the talk point. This is going to headline every story in the news, that the new loanee player that was really playing well for Chelsea has gone ahead to be sent off the field of play by the referee after going in for a clumsy tackle onto a Fulham player. And Joao Felix has been shown, or was shown, a red card, a straight red card onto his Chelsea debut, meaning that he's going to be out for 2 or 3 games. That is really costly for Chelsea, and that is the tackle that he really went in for. You see it was really high. Let me show you it a little bit here. You see, this is the tackle that he really went in for, and it was in the midfield on Tate, and I said, why did he really go in for it? Because it was uncalled for. But I feel like such moments describe players on how good they are going to be. If at all he comes back, I think he's going to be a more better player, and he's going to be told by the manager, however much I want you to run, please mind about yourself. But Joao Felix had really a very decent game, and he would have even got himself a goal in the first half. Look at him. He walked after the field of play, very, very much in shame, disappointed, and he's really going to be sleeping knowing that I'm the reason as to why my team lost the game of football today, because if we were 11 on 11, I think Chelsea would have put out a result that everyone wouldn't have gone ahead to really doubt. Look at that chance. Joao Felix is the one who recruited Kai Havertz in the first minute of the game. Joao Felix cut inside here and really went in for that cutback to find Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz hits it, it's deflected, it goes back to him, gives it to this young left man of Chelsea and hits it, and obviously Bernard Leno makes a very huge save for a team known as Chelsea. Let me show you some more moments of Joao Felix. Joao Felix, in just 13 minutes, he had made the referee to give 2 players of Fulham yellow cards. That is Joao Felix for you, and his impact was really felt on the field of play. Then here he really went in for a shot, and obviously was denied by Leno. You see him there very well, so it shows you that he was all over them. And in the first half he had close to 5 shots on target, and not until he really got this foul that really saw him go off the field of play. But to me, I really believe he really played very, very, very well. And Joao Felix to me looks like he's a player that has been in the Premier League for so long, because he has been given a free role. He could rove in the center, left, right, and forward. And Kai Havertz was leading the line, and he was responsible for getting that ball from the midfield and really supplying it to the front line of Chelsea, and obviously he was doing it very well, and he spared some time to go on and register 5 shots. That is Joao Felix for you, and it shows you how much he impacted this game, how much he was a spark for Chelsea. But obviously him being sent off really brought a different game altogether for Chelsea. But however much he was sent off, Chelsea remained in the game, and they created chances, but they couldn't score. That's the problem. But Fulham sat back and got to know that let them come to us. They're man down. We get one counter-attack, capitalize onto it, and obviously we score a goal. And exactly that's what happened in that beautiful game of football that was happening at Craven Cottage, that saw a side called Chelsea being beaten by Fulham. But there are very many other chances that really came in the first half that would have seen Fulham go ahead, like this one. It really struck the goal frame, and the goal frame denied them a very good goal in the 23rd minute, and then some other minutes later they really went ahead to really get their first goal. There was a call for penalty. VAR really reviewed it after Vinicius was really let down by Zakaria in the 18 yards box area of Chelsea, and this was really denied and said no, it's not supposed to be a penalty, and that's what the referee really went ahead to decide. Then in the 63rd minute, Kai Havertz came close, but Bernard Leno denied him again. So it was really a very beautiful game of football that everyone really enjoyed to watch today. And obviously this was Joao Felix, before he was sent off, almost stretching to go past Leno, but obviously Leno really went ahead to deny him this chance again of football to see himself into position of really doing the needful at a club called Chelsea. But Lots of problems are really happening at Chelsea. Look at this guy Zakaria. In the 56th minute, he was taken off and Jorginho came in through. And he is now the 11th player of Chelsea that is injured. 11 players injured for Chelsea. N'Golo Kante, Reece James, Fofana, Raheem Sterling, Aubameyang. Now add on Broja. There is Zakaria, Pulisic. So they are having good players who are really injured. That's why Chelsea are really signing in players left, right, and center. And I think the injury of Zakaria, if it is really worrying, it's really going to force Chelsea to go out and really bring in Caicedo in this January transfer window, because they need to be having more players, because lots of things are really going to happen to them. They are playing very many games, and we look at their fixture. They're having another game that they are going to play very, very soon after playing on Thursday. I think they are going to play. After playing on Thursday, they are playing Crystal Palace on Sunday. It shows you that they were resting on Friday and Saturday. 2 days later, they're having a game of football to play, and injuries are like injuries. So you really feel a little bit for the manager, and I think everyone in the world should understand the situation in which this guy is, and no one is going to sack him, because like today, you saw how he went ahead to play that game of football, and you know that he really put in a very beautiful display. But allow me show you something concerning a man known as Pereira. Pereira is a player that they bought from Manchester United, and he's really doing wonders. And this season only, Pereira has assisted 5 goals in the Premier League this season, with only Kevin De Bruyne having 9, Saka having 6, Eriksen having 6, setting up more. It's 1 more assist than he registered in 45 minutes in the competition for Manchester United in there for you. So it shows you that this guy is really on fire, and Marco Silva has gone ahead to polish him onto what dirt on all the dirt always had onto his body, and now he's really a new player that is really doing wonders for a side called Fulham. So it shows you how beautiful it's really getting for this guy at Fulham, and it's really having a very good chance to go on and really thrive under this manager Marco Silva. So that is Chelsea for you being beaten. Let's get into how the stats of the game were. These are one of the things that people undermine, but they really mean a lot in this game of football. When you look at their team stats, Fulham had 8 shots, Chelsea had 20. 3 shots on target for Fulham, and 2 went on to cross the line of the goal of Chelsea. It shows you how clinical they were. Chelsea had 20 shots, and out of the 20, 10 were on target, but they only scored 1, meaning that they lack that patience or that killer instinct at goal. That's it, and I think it should be worked on by Graham Potter. 48% ball possession by Fulham. Chelsea had 52. 454 passes completed by Fulham. Chelsea completed 494. That means they completed 40 more than Fulham. 80% by Fulham, 81% passing accuracy by Chelsea. 12 fouls for Fulham, 16 by Chelsea. 4 yellow cards to Fulham, 3 to Chelsea. 0 red cards to Fulham, 1 red card to Chelsea. It went to Joao Felix. 3 offsides for Fulham and 3 offsides for Chelsea. Then 5 corners for Fulham and 7 for Chelsea. And this is how the table is really standing, and it's really looking good for Fulham and looking worse for Chelsea. When you look at the Premier League table, we are having Arsenal on the top. They have played 17 games. Man City 17 games. Arsenal having 44 points. And City are having 39. Newcastle have played 18 games. They're having 35 points. Manchester United has played 17, is having 35. Spurs has played 18. They're having 33. Then Fulham have played 19. They're having 31. Liverpool have played 17. They're having 28. Meaning that if at all Liverpool win their 2 games they have in hand ahead of Fulham, there will be 3 points. There will be 4 points, by the way, because there will be 3 points ahead of Fulham. Then look at Chelsea. Chelsea is 10th, 18 games played, 25 points. This is worrying to every Chelsea fan all over the world, but you should accept the transition. That transition comes with lots of things that are really not okay. But I believe Chelsea is too good for next season. I think if at all Graham Potter gets that enough time to prepare his team next season, Chelsea are really going to be looking a better team. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Thank you for watching in Rokani Media Football. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly and good night. But I think I'm having one more story to go about Mykhailo Mudryk. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed us that Arsenal have put in their third bid. That looks like might be the final one to really get this player from Shakhtar to Arsenal. I'm out.